One summer, this kid owned the neighborhood. Where he lived, his house sat right next to the very popular neighborhood park. The park had basketball courts, baseball field, tennis courts. If you were a kid in that town, you were chilling at that park pretty much every day. And one summer he's there, he realizes, kids seem pretty thirsty. Kids seem pretty hungry. They're walking all the way to their houses to get snacks, and then they're coming back. But then he looks at his garage, which, like I said, is right across the street. And he gets a brilliant idea. The next day, he convinces his parents to take him to Costco. He comes back with coolers, chips, drinks, candy, ice pops, ice cream. Then he opens his garage door, sets up a table, makes signs with poster board and Sharpie, and what he wrote on that sign was snacks for sale. And it works immediately. Step right up, snacks, drinks, ice cream. The baseball kids are stopping by in between games, getting a Gatorade. Basketball team's coming over. He's running a freaking concession stand for the kids at the park. What a genius. Then he starts upgrading. He's putting really nice folding chairs in the driveway. Sets up a speaker. Now kids aren't just buying snacks. They're buying snacks and they're hanging out. One guy finishes a basketball game and goes, all right guys, meet up at the garage. At one point, there were so many bikes piled up on this kid's lawn, everyone assumed that there was a big birthday party or something. But no, it was just business, baby. The kid wasn't charging crazy prices either. He was making a profit, but it wasn't that much of a profit. He was doing this for the neighborhood, for the kids, for summer. And baby, that sounds awesome. This kid's grandpa was a courtroom sketch artist, and for some reason, instead of his grandpa teaching him normal stuff, his grandpa taught him how to sketch. Hey, good job, kid, you're doing great. Hey, thanks, Gramps. Well, see, this kid was in middle school. He really wanted to draw stuff for court cases, but, So one day he talks to his smartest friend, and the friend goes, why don't you make your own court? And they did. That smart kid became the judge. A couple of other friends became attorneys, and every day during lunch, they would set up in the corner, and then they start spreading the word. Anybody who has a beef with anybody, take it to lunch court. We'll settle this. Then word started to spread. Any type of beef that any friends would have, they would come to lunch court. Kids would walk up, explain their side. The attorneys would argue. The judge would make a ruling. And this entire time, this kid's just sitting back, sketching everything like it was an actual trial. And it would get intense. One kid brought his own witness statements from different classmates. Evidence started to be involved in these cases. There was a wait list of students waiting for their trial date. The kid who was the judge started carrying around this notebook filled with all the cases he's doing. Suddenly, he's stressing out. And this kid had a giant binder filled with these courtroom images. And honestly, that sounds like so much fun. This is out of control. When this neighbor's 16-year-old daughter crashes her bike into his car, and what the heck? She immediately gets off, starts crying, and calls her mom. The scratch looks awful at first, but he takes it to a shop, and after a few minutes of buffing, it comes right out. No big deal. So he tells this girl and her mom, don't even worry about it. It was an accident. And he thinks that's the end of it. A couple days later, the mom texts him, my daughter still feels terrible, and she wants to apologize properly. Can we bring you over a cake? He says, sure. That sounds nice. Everybody loves cake. So they show up that evening, and this 16-year-old girl is holding a cake. The mom is standing a few feet behind her with a phone out. The girl starts apologizing. Here, again, I'm so very sorry. I take full responsibility for the scratch and for crashing into your car. Mom's behind her filming. Speak louder, sweetie. I take full responsibility. Okay. The mom then whispers, go ahead, now ask him if he accepts your apology. But that's when he notices the phone. Wait, stop. Are you recording this? Yeah, I'm gonna post it online. It's gonna teach a bunch of kids to take responsibility for their actions. It's like, what? I can even blur your face if you want. He looks at the girl and says, I accepted your apology the day it happened. Then turns to the mom and says, yeah, I'm not doing your stupid video. The mom immediately gets irritated, starts arguing with him. Oh my gosh, he couldn't even let us finish? Let us do the video? Then he just walks back inside. What a weird apology, because it wasn't for him or for the daughter. It was for the camera. The mom, I guess, wanted to go viral. Jeez, this kid had the weirdest job at school. He fixed people's reputations. See, anytime somebody embarrassed themselves, they would feel horrible. They would feel like everyone's talking about them. It wasn't a nice feeling. Like if someone was tripped in the hallway, called the teacher mom, threw up at lunch, everybody would spend the rest of the day talking about it. Unless this kid got involved. Because what he would do is if he was paid enough money or given something valuable enough, he would start an even crazier rumor about somebody else. Not really mean rumors, just unbelievable ones that would make everybody forget what that one kid went through. Dude, you hear that one kid, Tyler, brought a turtle to class? No, it wasn't a turtle, it was a bag of turtle poop. And once something like that spread around, the previous embarrassment, the one the kid paid to get rid of, went away. And it worked brilliantly because people's attention spans are shorter than you think. When other people found out who this reputation fixer was, he began to have clients. People kept his phone number in their phone just in case they would ever need him. And a lot of kids did. Bro, you gotta help me. Text me the details, send me $15, and by lunch, you'll be good. He would then get the text, the money, he would disappear. By lunch, wow, the kid's a genius. Gone. You gotta respect the hustle. There was a weird kid at school that everybody avoided. He was really quiet. Well, one day, he brings a cake into class and sets it on the teacher's desk. What is this? I made it. Oh, okay. Whose birthday is it? Nobody's. I just made it. Oh, nice. Well, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna bring it to the teacher's lounge, okay? Huh? He comes back, the class moves on. The cake is now sitting in the teacher's lounge. Everybody's kind of skeptical. They're like, I'm not eating that cake. Well, 3 teachers decide, hey, why not? I like cake. So they start eating it. Within an hour and a half, those teachers start leaving their classrooms. Their stomachs are going crazy. Oh no, ouch. Subs have to come in, the office is kind of scrambling. The teachers spend the next few hours in the bathroom, then somebody connects the dots. It's the cake. They keep it. They have somebody test it. The next day they find out the cake was filled with laxatives. The kid gets pulled out of class. Yo, come with me. Oh, okay. And then he's gone, and he never shows up to school ever again. Why in the world would he do that? This kid in band was obsessed with yo mama jokes. Yo mama so squiggly, she squiggle on me. And he would say them every day. Yo mama so old, she pre-ordered the Bible. Yo mama so ugly, not even goldfish crackers smile back. Then a hurricane happened. Schools closed for a while, and everybody comes back. Everyone's talking about it, seeing who lost power, who's got flooding, all that stuff. Band class starts up again. The teacher's getting everybody settled in. All right, class. Settle down, settle down. I'm glad to see all of you are well. Well, then this kid walks in, the Yo Mama kid. He's got the biggest smile on his face. The whole class can see what's coming. The teacher asks, Kevin, how you doing, buddy? Kid goes, Yo Mama. And before he could even finish, the teacher cuts him off without missing a beat. He says, died in the hurricane. I am so sorry. Silence. You could hear a pin drop. Yeah. The teacher's mom passed away during the hurricane. The kid's just sitting there, shocked. He quietly turns around, walks back to his seat, sits down. And according to every single person in that room, the Yo Mama joke kid never made a Yo Mama joke ever again. This teacher absolutely hated mayonnaise. It's the worst! Like it was a phobia. One day the class is talking about things that they don't like. Kids are saying bugs, spiders, snakes. The teacher says, well, mine is kind of weird. I hate mayonnaise. The smell makes me sick. Everybody laughs. Class moves on. Except one kid becomes weirdly obsessed with this information. Mrs. Johnson hates mayonnaise, huh? The next day he walks into that class carrying a full jar of mayonnaise. He sits down and just sets it right on his desk. Doesn't say a word. The teacher notices this, but she ignores it. She figures this kid's just trying to mess with me. I'm not even gonna put any energy into it. But then he does it again the next day, and the day after that. Every morning, that mayonnaise jar is just sitting on his desk right next to his notebook, staring at the teacher. Now, after days of completely ignoring this mayonnaise thing, teacher finally breaks. Okay, I have to ask, why do you keep bringing mayonnaise into my classroom? He looks up and in complete seriousness, he says, because one day, miss, I'm gonna drown you in mayonnaise. Now, the kid didn't actually end up drowning her in mayonnaise, but he did keep bringing that jar to school, and she kept having to look at it. It was there in that classroom every day for the rest of the year. This teacher had a student that was obnoxious, and anytime she tried to punish him for it, he didn't care. If he got his attention, he would come back smiling. If she called home, he did not care. He liked lunch detentions. He asked to be suspended. Nothing worked, and the kid knew it, and still every single day he would come to class and just be annoying for the sake of it. Limu, lamu, limu, lamu, limu, lamu, limu. Oh my god, I hate my life. And if he wasn't making weird limu, lamu noises, he'd be tapping pencils, humming, kicking the desk, driving everybody insane. One day the teacher snaps. Hey, what do I have to do to make you stop this? The kid thinks about it for a second and then he says this. Bring me stuff. What stuff? Candy, snacks, whatever. Now that's absolutely ridiculous, but the teacher was desperate because she's tried everything. There's no punishing this kid. He just doesn't care. So the next day, she shows up with a pack of gum. Hey, here, I brought you this. Thanks. And the transformation is immediate. The kid sits down. He's silent. He does his work. He raises his hand. He's absolutely perfect, and the teacher can't frickin' believe it. Then, the next day, she forgets to bring him something. And immediately, limu lamu, limu lamu, limu, right back to it. And according to the students, she stopped everything she was doing, left the room, ran to the vending machine, and came back carrying 4 bags of mini Chips Ahoy cookies. The kid looked at him, took them, nodded, and went right back to behaving super well. The student trained the teacher to bring him stuff so he wouldn't be annoying. Honestly, kid's a legend.